Recording.
Excellent, excellent. So let me pull up one little piece of information that we're going to need for tonight. Thank you guys for bearing with us. This isn't an opportunity webinar, so we can make a few mistakes, and you guys will forgive me, I hope, tonight. Um, I literally just wrapped up an opportunity meeting in here just a few moments ago, and so you know how those things are. I want to be in that room really bad right now. So I'm here with you guys. So let's get this thing started. Welcome to the Team True Blue webinar tonight, guys. I'm excited for this webinar, for the content that we've developed to put together. I've observed some things over the last few months that I've been wanting to get on. And we're going to accomplish some of that here tonight with our guests, with Shayla and with Tori, both elite distributors in our organization that are going to bring some really cool information to us tonight. If those that have joined us late, I know it looks a little bit different. My office no longer looks like this. I'm up in the Boston area tonight, so I'm not in my normal spot in Florida. We just did a presentation up here, so we're kind of doing the best we can with our technology. We've got a good Wi-Fi connection. So excited to bring this information to the team this week. Of course, this week is a very special week of activity for our team because tomorrow many people are flying and driving into Orlando for our first ever team retreat. We're really excited about that. And we're going to be broadcasting on our Facebook page, our team Facebook page. If you're not on the Team True Blue Facebook page, make sure you get on there, because Friday and Saturday we are going to be broadcasting live the workshops that are going on there, and we're going to be putting a bunch of other stuff so that you guys feel as much a part of that event as you possibly can. I know probably all of you wanted to be there, and we will have more of them, and there'll be plenty of time to plan for them. But nevertheless, we're really excited about what's going on this week with the team. And hopefully whoever does attend can take a lot of that information, bring it back to the home market, and share that. So I wanted to, at the beginning of this webinar, to recognize some of the people who have had some tremendous success over the last month now, because we're already in the month of June. These rank advancements are for the month of April, okay? Because we can't get the list. Like, I can't get May's list of rank advancements right now because they're not final yet in the company. Well, they are maybe now, but by the 5th. And so, sometimes people will say, hey, my team is growing, and other people say, no, it's not growing. But you always know if a team is doing well by rank advancements, all right? So let me tell you about our new Pro 3s, all right? And I'm going to have to blow this up a little bit, and I hope I get the names pretty close. But we've had a pretty good group of new Pro 3s. Nancy Gray has qualified as Pro 3. Chris Godrow. Got you, Chris. Okay, there's a little inside joke there. Chris finally said, Brandon, it's not Godrow, it's Goodrow. So sorry, my man in Ohio, Chris. That dude's awesome. Love Chris. That is a leader that is developing in Ohio that you guys need to take notice of. He is going to be a force to be reckoned with in this thing. We've got also Katrina Trost, Teresa Canavo. Teresa, congratulations. I was just with Teresa the last 2 days. So congratulations on Pro 3. What an incredible mom, incredible businesswoman, has accomplished so much stuff. And I wished I knew everybody in here as personally as I know some, and we'll get there one day. Erica Horsfield, I know who that is, but it's not her. It's her second business center that's qualified as 3. You go, girl. Get that second business center going. You got Jerry Jacobs, Timothy Glenn, John Rankins, another guy from that Ohio group. Guys, a phenomenal guy. Just being around him for a few minutes, I realized he was a special guy. Helga Gonzalez, congratulations. And Gabrielle Lopez, which I know by that area code, 787, that's Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico is on absolute fire right now. I wish all of you could just go to Puerto Rico with me and see what's going on over there, because it's amazing. And it's a tribute to those leaders that are doing that down there. All right, our Pro 4s. Let's see what we got for Pro 4s. Lynn Williams is a new Pro 4. That's a significant rank, guys. That's $10,000 a month in revenue. She's a new Pro 4, so congratulate her. And then also out of Ohio, see this little theme, right? Dr. Jason P, right? Dr. Jason Peasley is a new Pro 5. Congratulations, Dr. P, Dr. J, whatever you affectionately call him. What a cool dude. Fun-loving guy, chiropractor over there that is the closer. Dr. J is the closer, man. The guy, if you're around Dr. J, just go ask him how to close deals, because that guy has skills that I don't have. He just closes deals. So congratulations to all of you that have rank advance in the month of April. I know we've already got rank advancements for May, and we'll find out about that soon, but the groups are growing. The groups are absolutely growing, and I'm looking to have a lot of you join us in the Bahamas. It's never too early to start talking about this all expense paid, if you do it right, trip to the Bahamas. So many people don't get to take cool trips, and this company is willing to pay for you to go to the Bahamas, and it's next May. We have many, many months to qualify for it. So at this coming retreat, tune in, because we're going to spend an hour, I think on Friday, teaching how to get to the Bahamas, how to get you and your team to the Bahamas. So it's not going to be difficult, guys. And my goal is to have 100 people from my organization at the Bahamas, having the time of our lives together. You guys, I mean, I couldn't think of a better group to hang out with than the group that we have together here at our team. So with that, let's jump over to the Puerto Rico team and what's going on over there. One of the things I've noticed when I go down there is the level of professionalism before the meetings and after the meetings. I noticed it a couple years ago. I went to a meeting and they had beautiful tablecloths. They had signage. And I mean, it looked first class. And the tables had beautiful settings. People greeted you at the door. The sound equipment worked. There was music going. But most importantly, what I've noticed, especially on this last trip, I mean, it's wall-to-wall people. If you can imagine this presentation, I mean, it was wall-to-wall people. And as soon as I'm done, all of a sudden the chairs start moving and these little circles start to develop. And I'm watching this, and it's eye to eye. You know, when they say belly to belly and knee to knee business, that's what we're talking about. I mean, they pull the chairs, they're looking each other eye to eye, and they're engaged in closing deals, which is not a salesy thing. And I've brought Shayla on because Shayla's a Pro 7 over there in Puerto Rico. What a great family story. Now she's got 3 sisters and a brother that are all elite distributors now in this company. What an amazing family. Shayla, you guys have been fantastic. I love going to Puerto Rico. Can't wait to come back in August. We've got that thing wrapped up and confirmed. We're going to have some guests. Let's not let that out of the bag yet. Let's hold that back. But Shayla, can you, I want to share some best practices because you guys have it wired. Kind of share with them how you guys are doing the meeting after the meeting.
Thank you, Brandon. Hello, everybody. The meeting after the meeting is one of the most important steps in closing the prospecting cycle. It helps us know what is the interest level of the person, how we can provide the necessary information so he can join our team either as a distributor or as a preferred customer. It is not necessarily to close him on the same night, but to know what more or less is needed to help him make a decision. We need to close the cycle, and this is the next step after the meeting finishes. But you know, Brandon, it actually starts before the meeting starts. It begins by helping our distributors understand their role in the meetings or the events. The meetings or the events are not for distributors to hang out and catch up. The events are for guests. The events are tools, and we see it as that, as a tool, part of the system to help our business grow. So in our trainings, we emphasize the importance that the guests that new person that arrives in the meeting is the most important person in the meeting. It is not a moment or a time for chit chat within the distributors. It is a moment to be on the watch, on the lookout for that new person that arrives and welcome them, making them feel at home with family and friends and present them to the rest of the team. And then the next step is during the meeting. The leaders estimate the number of guests present. Then we start planning. We have somebody at the front doing the presentation, but the leaders in the back are planning who has more than one guest, and then start evaluating which distributor can meet with them. That way we make sure before the meeting ends that all of the guests that are present will have somebody there to answer their questions. Now the meeting finishes. Since everyone knows who's gonna meet with who, we immediately, like you just mentioned, we just place the chairs in front of the guests and start by asking the most important question, which is what? We ask them, what did you like the most? And then we just stay quiet and just listen closely to everything that the person will mention. Because from his answer, we will have the necessary information to know if he's ready to close on the same night or if it's necessary to have the meeting the next day to provide additional information. If we see the prospect is still unsure and maybe too much information has already been shared, we just strategically set up an appointment for the next day to review maybe more in detail the compensation plan or more in detail the system or information about the company. So usually in the follow-up visit, we make it a habit of doing it the next day, preferably no more than 48 hours after the meeting or 2 days after the meeting. We try at that follow-up meeting to close up the prospect. So actually, the meeting after the meeting has 3 steps. Before the meeting begins, to welcome everybody, to have them be our priority in the meeting. During the meeting, to see if somebody has more than one guest, that way we could, evaluate who will meet with who. That way, all of the guests have somebody to answer the question. Then after the meeting, we encourage, them to make a decision by sitting with them, by listening to what excites them, answering questions, and if necessary, to follow up after the event. So we take advantage of the momentum of the excitement after the meeting to give personal attention to each of the guests that come to our meetings and help them, encourage them to become a part of the LifeVantage family. So we teach this to the new distributors, and we're seeing great duplication. And most important, we're seeing great results by many people signing up 24 hours after that meeting happens. So it's pretty good. It's been working out great.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been incredible what you guys are doing. Hang on a second. I'm gonna put you on here for a second. Just give me 1 second. I'll give it to you. So hang out. Thank you so much for sharing that. Some of the things you just said there are so important. One of the things I want to emphasize is that when distributors are there, it's not a time to chit chat. And I see that so much, Shayla. I see distributors just come together and they just hang out with the other distributors. And when we take the time out to do a meeting and we go through all that effort to put a meeting together, there needs to be a plan. I mean, a team. I'm up here in the Boston area. You got to think about the New England Patriots. They don't go to a football game without a plan. I mean, they don't just show up, right? And so as a distributor, you need to have a plan. And if you're in the room, guys, make sure you know who the guests are and have a strategy to be of benefit to your teammates that are there. Let's do this as a team. Let's not let a guest just be by themselves. That was awesome, Shayla.
Thank you.
Also, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what you guys are doing with Launch 60. And I tried to get Javier on, guys, for the rest of you that don't know. Javier is the best, in my opinion, right now in our organization at prospecting people that he doesn't know. He's got Pro 6s, right? Stefan is a Pro 6, is a guy he never even knew, right? And he's a Pro 6 in the company now. And I see that over and over and over. So we're going to get him on next month. He's not off the hook. We're going to get him on for next month. So thank you so much for being on here with us tonight. And I can hear your little buddies in the background outside. My little Puerto Rican, I can hear my little Puerto Rican buddies out there. My little
choir music.
My little choir music back there. Yeah, Puerto Rico's got some amazing animals, and they make lots of noise, especially at night. I can hear them. I can hear them out there. So
I'll put myself on mute now. Good night.
Okay, all right. Okay, good night. Thank you. So, hey, I'm gonna throw Mimi Madden on here for a second. Let her give you some of her enthusiasm for what she's seeing, guys. So, guys, Mimi Madden, give her some love. She is a Pro 5 that is just qualified for the Pro 5 Summit. So, here, let them know what's going on in Boston.
All right. Yikes.
Camera's right here.
Okay. Hi. This is unexpected, but and I didn't really, because I've been in the other room finishing up with talking with people after a meeting that Brandon just led, which was phenomenal. And I got to hear just a few minutes of Shayla. I know you've had amazing results in Puerto Rico, and you know, just one thought I had is the excitement of being able to bring this opportunity to people. There's a sense of preciousness about every person that you have in front of you. And thinking of after the meeting, which I just came out of that, they've sat there and they've taken in a lot. And what I really love is to take advantage of that time to begin to ask questions of them and to be able to find out what they're processing, what they need to know, and get them talking. And that sort of leads you into the next step for them, and finding out what's really caught their attention. So that's just a thought, but generally it's been phenomenal to have Brandon's support up here. We were saying at lunch that there are difficulties being alone and trying to start from scratch and getting an area growing. I've got a team in Connecticut, in the Berkshires, Western Mass, and up here in Boston, and they're all fledgling. But we also have the benefit of having help from people at all levels of this company, and the excitement of truly being early in a massive, massive opportunity for something that is changing lives. So yeah, I'm really excited, very, very excited. And thank you for the opportunity to get on.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, switch them out here. All right, guys. Well, I just thought I'd have her jump on here with us for a little bit because I don't get the opportunity too many times to do this live. I'm too much of a perfectionist, so I got to kind of like get my head right and get in front of the computer before our webinars. But in this case, hey, I did a webinar this morning at 7 a.m. for Australia. Did the meetings all during the day today, our opportunity meeting here in a new market, and here we are tonight. It's just the way it goes. Oh yeah, and we did one of the funniest three-way calls of my career last night with a guy that ate salad for an hour while we did the three-way call. And he may be on here, I don't know. He may see it later. I hope he becomes a Pro 10 and we can all laugh about it. But I had to listen to him eating salad for an hour. Anyway, let's talk about Launch 60 a little bit. Shayla and the group, and we're saying Shayla, but she's part of an amazing team. So Javier Negron, Lacelis Negron, Dally Koch over in Florida. That's the family there. And then there's a bunch of other leaders that are just amazing Spanish leaders. Shayla also, for Launch 60, has started to recognize the people that are launching their business in they do Super Sundays there. Sunday is a better day. I think they do it in the afternoon. It works out for schedules a little bit. But anyway, I've showed you guys this before where it's a certificate that congratulates them for launching their business. The new people with the date and it's signed. It's so classy and so professional. And Shayla taught me that. I want to integrate that through the whole team. We're going to be putting together a template. I'm sure that Shayla, there it is. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Look at that thing. It is so awesome. It's so awesome. Thank you for having that up, Shayla. It is really, really professional. And I want to work with you, Shayla, on that so that we have that available for people to download and to print out. The other thing with Launch 60 that I think I need to continue to emphasize is Launch 60 is a way to launch your business, okay? Or perhaps relaunch your business if you've been in for a little bit, but it's not the way to do the business, okay? The business is done like we're doing tonight. I have flown up to another market. Now, I'm not saying you guys got to jump on planes, but Mimi and I have driven in a car. What was that, 2.5 hours today? 2.5 hour drive. She's probably driving home tonight, okay? Does that sound familiar? That is doing the business. And Puerto Rico is exploding. You know why? We do meetings. You heard Shayla say we do the meeting, and then sometimes if we don't close the deal, they do the meeting the next day. They get in front of them the next day, or they'll get on Zoom like this, and they close the deals the next day. Okay, they do the meetings. Launch 60 launches your business, but you have to go do your business. You have to get kneecap to kneecap. You have to do what we've always done to build this business. And we do it in meetings, three-way calls. Now we have Zoom like this. But you still got to do the work. And so some people are saying, well, I did my launch calls and it didn't work. The launch call is just that. It's to begin the process. We never said that you were going to invite 60 people and sign up 20. We never said that. Go back and look. The goals of Launch 60 is to, number one, make sure you have more than 200 PV. Still to this day, I haven't found one person that's moved 60 people through the process of invite, tool, team, and has not had a $200 or more PV. I haven't seen that person yet, okay? Secondly, it is to get the contents of your kit launched and put nutrigenomics to work for you. How do we do that? First, let's put nutrigenomics, the actual products, let's put them in the bodies of our database and let nutrigenomics go to work on them. Let nutrigenomics, let our products have an impact on their health, and they will want the product. Nutrigenomics cannot work for you if it's in your kit, in your box at your house. Think about this, guys. If someone buys a silver pack and someone buys a platinum pack, and they never say a word about the business, but they just give all that product out. The silver kit goes out and the platinum pack goes out, all in samples. From just sheer numbers, who has the better chance of getting customers or a higher return on their investment or a higher return of new customers? It's the platinum pack, just by sheer amount of product that we get to share. So and I can tell you this also, whether someone buys a silver pack or they buy a platinum pack, they're going to do the same thing. They just are. Okay. I've seen a lot of silver packs do nothing. Okay. So just know that when you do your presentations, it's built around the platinum pack, and that pack is to help them launch a business. So goal number 2 is all that product is out working for you. Okay. The third goal is we have 10 people in motion. And I know that only looked like 2 fingers, but there was another finger cut off. Third goal, right, is that we have 10 people in motion. We have at least 10 people that, as Shayla just said, we're trying to close the deal on, whether it's at the meeting or the next meeting. We don't leave these people in la-la land for 6 months. Now, some people are impossible to track down. Some people you won't be able to catch up with. But with today's world, we should be able to get in front of 60 people in 90 days. Now, we invite 60 in 30 days. Wonder where that came from. 60 and 30, huh? That's a hard one to figure out. We invite 60 people in 30 days, but it's probably going to take 90 to get them through the process, okay? But don't think that Launch 60 is not working because you did 1 or 2 launch calls and you're not a Pro 5, okay? Launch 60 launches the business. So we're going to be working with Shayla and that group to help us raise the level of professionalism at our trainings and incorporating more of that in our phase 1 trainings. One of the things that has helped us the most as a team has been the leadership development and personal development aspect that we have integrated into our organization. And so with that, I wanted to bring Tori Hill on. And Tori, I don't know if you need to turn your camera on, if Shayla needs to turn your camera on, not sure, I don't see you there. So let's give it a second. I know Tori was here.
Can you hear
So
me?
let's see. I can hear you. I don't see you yet.
My camera is on.
Okay, there you go.
Hi.
There you are. There you are. All right. So Tori and Tim Hill are out of, got to be my favorite city in the whole world. It's where I'm from Houma, Louisiana. So they are Pro 7s in our company. And this past month, we had a book by John Addison, a guy that I had the pleasure of getting to see speak live. He's a Southern boy, no doubt, from Georgia. I won't hold that against him that he likes the Georgia Bulldogs. But no offense to all our distributors over in Atlanta. I rather the Bulldogs than the Florida Gators and the Alabama Crimson Tide, I promise you, okay? So now I've offended my distributors in Florida and Alabama. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let Tori talk about this book and what she got out of it and how she's applied it to her business.
All right, thanks, Brandon. I'm excited for Puerto Rico too. It sounds like they got some exciting things going on, and I was talking to her earlier, so I'm really happy for her. But Brandon, thanks for having me. You know, as a teacher, I've read a lot of books, a lot. It's just instilled in me. I've read a lot of personal development books, but this book, I was very blessed also to see John Addison in Vegas when we went. Phenomenal speaker. But I'm going to tell you, Brandon, this book has probably done more for me than any other book I've read for leadership. Because a lot of people have that leadership skill in them. I didn't. I've always been a follower. So for me to become that leader, and I remember when we first enrolled, they said the first distributor you enroll, you're their leader. And I'm like, what? How do I lead? So I've read books to help me, and I've grown into that leader, but I still have so much work to do. And this book resonated with me. Because one thing, I wake up every morning and I have affirmations that I tell myself. I look in the mirror, and first one that I tell myself is be better today than yesterday and better tomorrow than today. It's the first thing I tell myself. So I start reading this book. And Brandon, if I keep rattling on, please just stop me, because this book really excites me, okay? So I get to page 2, and he starts talking about working on yourself to become better. And I went, wow. And something he said is you need to get up every morning, make this day an adventure, and do your best to be better than you were yesterday. Hello, it spoke to me. So I just kept reading on and on, because to be a leader, you have to work on yourself. You really do. And in this book, he teaches you to be that leader, continue to improve yourself. You know, leadership starts with leading you, and we want people to follow us, right? They're going to follow us if we're working on our leadership skills. He tells us in this book, you know, think of some of your heroes. You need to become that hero and do some of the things that they do. And the first thing I thought about is Mother Teresa. She's one of my heroes. Why? Because she serves others. She gives love. So when I started reading this, I started thinking about my heroes. And, you know, people are going to follow you by your actions. So leadership is something that I think we all need to work on. And he describes something in here, and I'm going to go on. Look, Brandon, I've got notes all over in here. I've highlighted things, so I'm going to just rattle on. But something he says in here, he describes ourselves not just as human beings, but think of ourselves as human becomings. And what he means by that is to continue to work on yourself, to become the person that you want other people to follow. And that starts with making the right choices. It starts with, you know, the actions, you know, doing the meetings, getting out on the road, making the phone calls, prospecting, enrolling. And the only way people are going to follow and do what we do is if they see us doing it, right? So I love how he says that we are human becomings. And to take this action is something that I'm working on every day. You know, I wake up every single day and I have goals that I have to reach. In fact, June, I've got daily goals. I've got it mapped out every day what I want to do and accomplish. And I hope my team does the same thing. I hope all of us do. But another thing that John Addison speaks about is when you become that leader, it's about shining the light on others. You know, we have recognition all the time. I love recognition. People need to be recognized for what they're doing, for their actions, and for their ranks. But nothing gives me more pleasure than to see somebody on our teams up there getting the light shined on them. And he says something in here. He says that when other people are in front and they're getting that recognition, you should sit back with pride, because that means that you've done something as that leader to help them develop into a leader. So the next part, I'm just going on and on, okay, Brandon? But real leadership is about building other people and shining the light not on yourself. You know, there's a lot of times that, you know, we all want to take credit for something that we've done, but really it's the team. You know, I look at Tim and I, we hit the rank of Pro 7 in 21 months. It wasn't just Tim and I that hit that rank, it was our team. So we always shine the light on our team. Look at the Jeep. When LifeVantage handed us the keys and title to that Jeep, we don't call it Tim and Tori's Jeep, we call it the team Jeep. We shine the light on our team because without them, we would have never received that Jeep. Another thing, it's critical for us to surround ourselves around people like you, like Lynette, people that have become that leader that we want to be. Because there's still certain things that we're not sure about, we're not good at yet. And so John Addison talks about that. It's actually on page 96. I'm looking at it right now. You should always surround yourself with the 5 people you want to become, right? We should also surround ourselves with that leadership, because you guys teach us, you train us. We're going to get a lot out of this weekend in Orlando because of your leadership. And he also says you have to be that leader before you earn the title. That's a big one. When I read that, I went, you know, because a lot of people will say, Tori, you know, great leadership, or, you know, that was a great presentation. And I keep thinking to myself, to become that leader, we have to earn that title. How do we earn that title? John Addison talks about it. It's action. We have to take action. If we're sitting back at home and we're not out showing our team that we're building, that leadership doesn't shine. You know, they don't see
Okay,
us.
I'm going to interject something there because I don't want to forget. I think it was the same chapter. He said, if you want your team to work, you have to work harder.
Absolutely. You have to
So I had to jump. I had to throw that in there.
Oh, no, I want you to, Brandon. I want you to, because I'm just going all over the place. But no, I agree. You know, and I try to teach our team, just do something every day for LifeVantage. And what happens is there's leaders that are in our organization, you know, that I know what they're doing. I know they're out there. I know they're working hard. And I know, Brandon, I know that you know what we're doing, you know, but we have to outwork that team. And I loved that chapter. I really did. A couple of more I'm going to go over, if you don't mind. This one really, really touched me a lot. It's almost in the back, Brandon, but it's, you have to pull the weeds. I don't know if you remember that chapter.
Yeah, he said, because the weeds will grow without you even trying for the weeds to grow.
Oh, wow.
If you don't, he said, you know, I think he planted a cornfield and they went back to see the corn and they couldn't find the corn because all the weeds, and the corn takes work, but the weeds don't take work.
That's exactly right. And I have to tell you a really quick story about why this hit me, because I love my flower bed. I work in it all the time. I take time with it, but the weeds grow like crazy. And you have to care for it. You have to nurture it, right? We have to nurture ourselves. And what he's speaking about in this chapter is staying positive. We have to remain positive for our team, right? Because, and that's weeding out all those negative thoughts, all those, you know, there's a lot of people not happy where they are right now in their business, possibly, but we have to weed that out. We have to be thankful and grateful. You told me this the other day. Be grateful for what you have and where you are every single day, right? So weed all of those negative thoughts out. Be positive. Develop a peaceful core. That's what he said. So I love that. And the last thing, you know, I want to touch on, Brandon, is all the way in the back. It's called Independence Day.
Yeah.
He talks about make your parents proud.
Yeah.
But what I got out of this is you need to make yourself proud.
Yeah.
Okay. And it starts by, live the story you want to tell. That starts with positive attitude. That starts with becoming that better leader. That becomes with showing your team action. Okay. And we're all here for a certain reason and a certain purpose, and it's to be better and to continue to grow and to be better. And I'm gonna tell you, Brandon, this book I have highlighted so much.
Hold it up for us. We're getting a lot of messages. They want hold the cover of the book up so they can see what it looks like. There you go. Real leadership, right? 9 simple practices for leading and living with purpose. That is John Addison. Thank you for holding that up.
It's probably one of the best books that I've read. And it's for leadership, but it's also about making yourself better as a person and showing that, and your team will follow. And I'm going to tell you, Brandon, I'm probably going to read it twice because it's that good. And the biggest thing I got away from this is I have so much to learn, so much to grow. And I'm ready for the journey. And I want to surround myself by leadership like you guys. So thank you for all that you do. Thank you for making this the Book of the Month Club. And thank you for having me on.
Well, thank you, Tori. I appreciate you. That was awesome. It's obvious you read it, you meditated on it, you've applied it. That's the purpose of what we're doing with this portion of this webinar, as well as we said we were marrying the process. And the process is not easy. Marriage is not easy. But if you put to practice all the little things in this business, if you marry the process, we've already talked about a lot of the different things that are part of the process of what we do, then we're going to end up getting the results. And so we are extremely excited to have this as a portion of what we're doing. And so thank you, Tori, for sharing that. That was awesome. That was awesome. Next month's book is going to be by Jim Rohn. Now, some of you guys have read the book before, and I'm trying, everything kind of got shuffled on here with me before. So give me 1 second if I can see. I wrote it down here, and I'll get it back to you here in a second if I can't shuffle through my notes. I apologize for tonight being a little bit out of the ordinary. Here it is. Okay, this thing rocked my world. I've listened and read this book 3 times. Jim Rohn is one of my favorite authors because he articulates in such a clear way. He speaks to me. He speaks to thousands of people. Well, he used to, but his books are still there, right? The book is Building Your Network Marketing Business. Building Your Network Marketing Business by Jim Rohn. It's available in audio on Audible. I like getting both the book and the Audible so that I can listen a couple times, and then, as Tori did, have notes. And that is going to make a difference in your life. That book is huge. And some of you may have already read it. Read it again. I've read it 3 times. I'm going to read it again this month. Last thing I'll touch on Addison's book. If you ever get a chance to see him speak live, man, he said live in Vegas, he said, Tori, you're going to pay the price.
Yeah.
And man, if that wasn't true. Some people join a network marketing company and they have quick success, and people go, oh, you're lucky. No, they just paid the price before they got to network marketing. They were making good decisions. They were treating people nice. They were making connections. They had a network before they got to network marketing. They paid the price. They weren't being selfish. They weren't being small-minded. They paid the price. If you're going to succeed in network marketing, if you haven't paid the price before, you're going to pay it in network marketing. And that's the thing that most people don't understand. And this is John Addison. He says, it's not Brandon saying this. You're going to pay the price. And don't think of that as a bad thing. The price that we're paying is making us better human beings. It's making us better mothers, better fathers, better husbands, better wives, better business people, better friends, and better networkers. Okay. And the last thing he said is sometimes you can't wait for the ship to come in. Sometimes you got to swim out to the ship. That's what we're going to be talking about with some of our leaders in Orlando. A lot of us has been waiting for this ship to come in. A lot of us have been waiting for something to change. You got to swim out to the ship. If you want this thing to change for you, you got to swim out. You got to do the work. Okay. And so an amazing book. Well, let's keep going. I know we're almost out of time here. The last thing I want to talk about really is money related for us. We're now in June. It's the last month to qualify for our Pro 3 and Pro 5 cash bonuses. All those checks that we gave out for $500 and $1,000, we're doing again in Denver. Guys, this stage was full. We gave out, I can't remember the number. It was over $1 million we gave out in one day in cash bonuses from this company. And so if you get to Pro 3 as a new distributor or get back to Pro 3 as an established distributor, it's $500, guys. If you get back to Pro 5 or you hit Pro 5 for the first time, it's $1,000. This is the month to get it done. Push. Get on stage and get your check. Be thinking about that, and don't underestimate what can happen. Maybe you're trying to hit Pro 3 this month and you hit it. Don't stop. Try to get to Pro 5. Guys, the month that Lynette and I hit Pro 10, we woke up that morning and we needed over $80,000 to hit Pro 10. And it happened because of you, not because of me. It happened because of a team. So work really hard. What's the date? Like the 7th or something. Why don't you hit Pro 3 by the 15th? And then why don't you work for the next 15 days to get your team to Pro 3? And you don't get on the stage by yourself. Bring a team on stage to get their checks, guys. And so be thinking about that as you were wrapping up this month. And the last thing I'm going to touch on again is these packs and why the one pack versus the other pack. I've been presenting based on the essential kit, guys, the $120 pack. And it's really simple. It's my compensation plan right now is based around getting our auto ships. Most of us have built our company, our residual checks around a $40 product. And now the company has stepped up. Basically, if you want the dual pack, Nerf 1 and Nerf 2, if you'll just get the probiotic, it works out to about the same because it's free shipping. So you're basically getting the probiotic almost free, right? And so the only way this is going to happen in our organizations if we're presenting it this way. And so just briefly, I asked the audience, why do you think heart attacks happen on Monday? Why do heart attacks go up on Monday? Is it because they're making too much money? No. Heart attacks are happening more on Monday because people are not making enough money. And then I ask, how much money do you think it would take to relieve some of that pressure? And I hear 10,000, 5,000, 20,000, 50,000. I'm going to put these numbers out, but this is the numbers, guys. Write this down or you can listen again. But $120, that's the essentials, right? If you get 175 people on that auto ship, you'll make 12 grand a year residually. If you get 350 people on that auto ship, you're going to make 25 grand a year. If you get 700 people on that auto ship, you're going to make 50 grand a year. 1,400 people on that auto ship, 100 grand a year. Now, how do we get the people? That sounds like a lot of people, Brandon. 175, 350. You do launch 60. There's no way to put this in front of 60 people and not get 5 people that want better health or more money in 2017 than 2016. No way. No way. I haven't seen it happen yet. If you're presenting it. Now, if you're just pitching Protandim, you're going to have to build value for that essential pack. And maybe you need to, let's talk about that. We're going to definitely hammer this home in Orlando on how to make that a valuable decision for them so that that's the auto ship they're getting. Okay. How do we get those people? It's called Launch 60. You get your 5. And then when those 5, we do Launch 60 for those 5. Now we've got 300 names, right? 5 times 60 is 300. If we call 300 people, we're going to get 25 people. And when we call those people, there's going to be 125. And now you're almost at 12 grand. And when those 125 get their 5, now you're over 600 people. You're almost at $50,000 in residual income. And it starts with you doing launch 60 and getting your 5. And you don't stop at 5. You don't just call 60 people. So that's how we launch our business. You call 60 in month 1, and we work through that 60 in the first 90 days. Marry the process, guys. Marry the process. Here, look at Adam. This is a rock star. He's going to try and hide. There's Adam in Boston. There's my Boston rock star. So we're done, guys. Thank you for being on here tonight. Just some thoughts. Thank you, Tori, for being on here, and Shayla. Great information that you were able to share with us tonight. Thank you, team. I got some surprises up my sleeve here in a couple of days for all the folks that's coming out to Orlando. It's been a very busy day. I've had my first lobster roll, so this guy Steve over here is going to probably give me something else for the first time tonight, maybe. So anyway, guys, thank you for being on here. Appreciate everything you do. You guys are awesome, and we'll talk to you later. Good night.